Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to some more Badlanders Beginner Series. And I think in this video, I still have to cover, we're going to do attachments, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. So, as far as attachments go for weapons, like, these two down here are kind of pointless. Um, unless you're running, I don't know, like a main that is kind of like a single tap rifle, like one of these, maybe. Maybe a Swader. Um, I don't know. Maybe even a stomp or a pole if you really wanted to. Like, it's kind of pointless for shotguns. You maybe want to run like a times 4 with a side on this if it goes on. I don't know. I haven't tried. I don't experiment much with these new scopes. They're stupid, in my opinion. Mostly because like you can't put secondary mods on this other thing. I thought it was going to be cool where you would just have this scope and it would have an extra slot on it, so when you would equip it to your weapon, you could also equip like a times 2 or a hollow or a red dot to it, and it would have its own mods. But because it doesn't, because you only get the mods that are on the scope itself, and half the time you can't find the ones that you want. Like I can't find any of them that have the mods that I normally use on the regular scopes. They are just stupid. Um, they serve very little point or purpose. Most of them don't have good mods on. I would just stay away from them altogether, unless you find ones that have good mods. And if you did, they're probably going to be so expensive you're not going to want to run them. So I say trash. Um, fours and eights. Eights are pretty much just for sniper rifles. Um, and the mods that you're looking for on like scopes, uh, you're going to want like sniper, obviously. If you're doing long range, you need sniper. And what I would recommend doing is, if you're going to use maybe one of like a scourge as a main or something like that. It used to be easier when you could use a stock with light stock on it, but now you can't. So you'll be kind of slow. But you could. It's still doable. And if you wanted to, what you would do is you would just have like a secondary scope here, like maybe a times 2 for close range, and I would just swap them like that. That's what I would do if I was doing that, which I probably will do a video of in the future. Um, but that's what your times 8s are for. So you're gonna want sniper mod on them. Some of the best ones are the ones you see me search for all the time, like sniper mod, weakness, and arm. These are the most expensive scopes. They're hard to get. Um, and people hold on to them because they make really good weapons. Um, you can do like weakness armor destroyer, but also, just as expensive. And they work for different builds. I'll go over different builds in the future. For now, I'm just going to tell you what the good mods are. So if you're on a times 8, you're looking for either a times 8 for your sniper rifle or maybe for your shotgun. And for your shotgun, you're going to want like mod combinations like joint arm, chest, or like maybe joint arm leg, or maybe leg joint if you want to do leg meta. Um, or you could just, you could to it, or you could do that. All the ones that target the chest and the arms or the legs on shotguns. Because times 8s, they don't fit on the AA12s, but they do fit on the pumps. And sometimes you can find a really good scope for super cheap. Like that's not bad for 20k. Doesn't appear to be. There's some joints over here. That's not a bad scope for 50. But that's basically your uses for your times 8. Either you use them on a pump with a shotgun, or you're using them just to reach out and touch somebody a little bit further with a sniper rifle. Times 4s, these are like an intermediate scope, and I used to use these a lot. They did start messing me up a little bit in really close range, which is why I switched to the times 2, because I found out that like I could still reach out and touch people. with a ×2, but also it doesn't mess me up so bad with uh, the zoom in close range. So, and by far, the ×2s are the cheapest scopes. You'll find that if you put the same mods on like any of the red dot, the hollow, or the ×4, they're going to be more expensive than the ×2s, because I think a lot of people don't like the ×2s. And it may be because of the reticle, but you can alter the reticle. You can make it small, like just a normal like red dot like this. That's what I do. That's why when you see me use it, like it's that tiny little dot, because I just shrunk the dot. Um, so you can alter your reticles to help you out with that kind of stuff if you don't like the reticles on it. Same with hollow. Same with the red dot. You can make the red dot bigger if you need it. Um, but like ×2 is definitely your cheapest scope, your most affordable, and my favorite. These get really expensive because apparently a lot of people like the red dots and the hollows, but they have no zoom. So, and I like to have a little bit of zoom capability to. If you look, so what I would do normally is like I run ×2s on pretty much everything except for on desert. On desert, it might behoove you to get a ×4 for most of the maps on desert, at the very least, if you're running on your primary anyways. You can run ×4s as a cheaper version of the ×8. They do work for snipers, just not as well. But you may be able to find one that's more affordable in a ×4. And the same thing is true of these. Like, if you're looking for specific mods and you look at red dot's always going to be the most expensive, because I think people prefer that one the most. And then hollow is going to be second, and then this is going to be third, and then this is going to be somewhere probably around hollow, occasionally around red dot. But that's the optics. And the most valuable mods are, I'll go over the mods just so like leg gives you 25 damage and reduces movement speed when shoot to legs, although it's not ideal to target legs because legs take reduced damage anyways. So unless you're using a spread weapon or a spray weapon, it's not ideal to use the leg one, unless you're really going leg meta. And if you do, it might behoove you to do leg joint, you know. Leg joint armor, that's not bad. Otherwise, I would say the best mods for normal weapons is probably joint arm. If you can get joint arm chest, it's, you know, but they're really expensive. They're not usually that expensive, but people are getting crazy, I guess. Or head, like if you're using it on like an M4 or something, if you got extra head, arm, and this covers your basics, your upper body. This is everywhere you're going to be aiming, and you can do that on any of those. If you want, you can put thermal on, but I recommend thermals. It's a little bit more useful on your helmet than it is looking through your scope, unless it's on a sniper rifle, in which case sniper therm is a pretty good combo to go. Motion capture was removed from the game a long time ago. Like, no new weapons spawn with motion capture. It's super rare, which means you're probably never going to find it, and it's basically just a weaker version of thermal sight. But I don't know why the game devs even keep it like searchable here or whatever, but apparently you can search it, but you're never going to find one. So useless. Life monitoring, I would say, is useless because it just shows you the specific damage values, other than for testing purposes. For damage for your weapon, maybe an arena or a room or whatever, it's pretty worthless. But even then, if you're using an arena gun, you're not going to have this as one of your mods on one of your good guns, unless you're willing to sacrifice damage, and then your readings aren't going to be accurate, so it kind of defeats the purpose. Status scanning isn't entirely useless. If I was going to run just a green weapon that I didn't want anybody to pick up and I wanted to ensure, this is okay, because after you hit them, you get 2 seconds to see them. It's kind of like a short radar, like a really short radar. You get just like a couple extra seconds, they move behind cover, to still see them, where they are and what they're doing. So it's okay. Accurate shot is another kind of worthless mod. It's not very good. It does give you a little extra head damage, but it doesn't really make a huge difference unless you wombo combo it with like weakness. And then it could really be like an extra 20% to head is not bad if you're really good at hitting headshots. Otherwise, those are the only good mods. Like Armor Destructor, you could run this if you want to do extra damage to armor, if you're going for Bursting Bullet. Or you just need a little extra damage for torso to like get like a 1-tap pull, or to get you over the damage threshold to 2-tap on like I don't know, a Scourge or an M4 or something. Like, I'll go over that whenever I do like the build and show you what you need to make a weapon pretty much as good as you can get it. But that's all the mods that are worthwhile on here. You're looking at sniper weakness, arm, joint, hit, thermal, armor destructor, this, and maybe leg. But accurate shot I'd almost never use. Motion capture you'll never find. This one is the most worthless basic one in the game that you'll find just out in the field, so why buy it? Unless you just need one for a gun, a green gun that you want to ensure that you want to make sure it comes back to you, but it's not for anything good. And that's optics. So let me know what you think in the comment sections. I'm going to break these up into different sections and subcategories because there's a lot to talk about for each one. So this is going to be the sights video. Next video will be the muzzles video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.